Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm starting a new series today, which is a collaboration between myself and my good friend Suzanne Johnston, who is also the design team member on Antivera Scrap and Craft. We have had a whole lot of fun recently, and we decided this year that we would send each other some prompts and an opportunity to make some art journaling together. So what we're doing is she sent me this gorgeous envelope full of stuff, and I am going to pull out an art journal which I made myself, and I'm going to grab inspiration from one of these elements and make an art journal, and then at the end of the year I'm going to send her that art journal to keep. So I am just having a look at everything. Everything is so beautiful. I told her that we were only sending prompts, and she sends so much beautiful stuff. So definitely Suzanne is one of those friends that is a high quality, goes above and beyond in every single way, and just a great friend to have. She's one of my arty sisters, you know what I mean? So anyway, here we go. I'm having a look and trying to see how everything's going to work with this journal. I thought at first that perhaps I was going to use that dress on a hanger, but I kind of had to look at some of these, and you know what? I think that they're supposed to be houses, so I go with this idea, and once I grab this and put it on the page, I know that I don't want to use anything else, and I know that I'm going to make houses. So everything gets put away now. So I've got my first prompt. I am now going to have a look and see how I want them on the page as a layout. I like that tall one on the left, so 2 to 1 page and one on the right hand side. The next thing I need to do is think about color. I go to Design Seeds and find this color scheme, and then I pull out my paints and try to match them. So I don't have a pale yellow, so I'm gonna have to mix my own colors. So I get my deep yellow, I've got blues and blacks, and then that stream Adirondack, that lime green is the closest thing I have. I've got gray and a whole lot of white. I'm gonna need a whole lot of white to make these beautiful pale colors that you see. So the deep yellow is going down first, and then that dark navy, I don't have anything that dark, so I thought that I would make it. I'm a very messy worker, and I just smeared that whole thing. So I moved the yellow from the top there because I know it's just gonna go everywhere. So I'm trying to make that really dark navy, and the navy I'm going to make with black and this primary blue. I don't have anything minty whatsoever. The closest thing I have that's light is this limey green. I add a whole lot of white to these colors, and I'm now just going to mix. I like the color of that pale yellow. That's close enough for me. I'm now just trying to get that really, really dark navy, and that's looking really amazing. And for me to get this second color, I'm just going to move some of that color up and away, and then add white, and then make it a lighter color, and that works really well. I then grab some of this Adirondack stream. I just want to use these colors up. They're just not my product, I think. You can see it looks nothing like what it's meant to, and so I'm just getting enough color out of the bottle, and then I'm going to add some primary blue, and I think that that's a gorgeous color there. So I'm good with that color, and definitely one paintbrush per color. That looks nothing like mint. That looks like really light lime green. So then I get a little bit of this previous color, getting all dirty, but I love it actually, and that looks like a better color. And then from there I'm going to add the white, and then the white makes the most beautiful mint color, and I'm so happy with that. Now if you see in each of my color, I've added some drops of liquefying medium. This is necessary because I'm in Australia. Today is a warm day. It's like 8 a.m. and it's already almost 30 degrees. So I need to keep these colors wet so I can use them. They're gonna dry up otherwise. I've also got a fan in the room next to me, keeping me cool. So here we go. I'm just seeing if I can get this palette to look like this gorgeous palette from Design Seeds, and I really think I've done it. All I need now is the gray. So I'm grabbing this gray, I'm trying it on neat, and you can see here that it's way too dark. And so I just add a little bit of white, and look at that. That is a perfect match to that light gray. Geez, I'm so in love with this color scheme. I'm so inspired at this stage, and I'm ready to get going. So the first thing I do is I thought I'd put like a gray ground, like a, not cement, but maybe cobblestoney gray. I'm just adding it to the bottom third here. I'm trying to get some brush strokes out of the way, and then what I do is I flick it up like dry brush so that it's not such a stark straight border, like no lines. The next thing I do is I think I'm going to go for a yellow sky. I didn't want to do the traditional blue sky and green grass. I wanted to do something a little bit more alternative, and I fell in love with this color scheme. I went into Design Seeds on Instagram and I put in houses in her search bar, and houses came up in all kinds of different colors, and this is the color that spoke to me. So that's my background. I did go back and add a little bit of yellow because it was a bit too pale for me. So although I took the inspiration from that color palette, I still made it kind of my own by adding like a brighter yellow. Next thing I need to do is get these houses colored, and so I choose this color scheme. Now that first house that I just put down, I cooked it. I made a bubble underneath the acrylic paint, and at this stage you can see the bubble here. I'm like, I hate this house, I hate this house, I hate this house. Now if this had been something that I had cut myself, I'd cut another one, but this is a prompt sent to me by Suzanne, so I gotta go with it. So I gotta make it work. I'm now just using my script stamp, and instead of using black archival, I use like a gray, which is not so stark in the background. I grab the stencil, and I'm just using impasto white paint here, and this is a Kaisercraft stencil, and I'm just brushing it on to add a little bit of extra detail to the background. I wipe off some of the buildup from the stencil, and then I dry it up. So far, this is how we're looking. The background's done, and it's now time to address these elements. I'm going to add some inking to the sides so that they're a little bit more interesting. And then I grab my white doodle pen, my white gel pen, and I start doodling here. Now the inspiration for this house is, there's a house at the end of our street, and they have this large, it looks like the entire wall is this one window, and every time I go by it at nighttime, they've got the curtains wide open and you can see inside their house, and they've got like all this, like a large TV screen and all this PlayStation, you can see right in their house. And I kind of don't like that. As soon as the night comes in, I draw my curtains. So for this house here with that big bubble, I put curtains, and I tried to make it really, really pretty because I kind of really hated this house because of that bubble. But I made it really pretty, and I put a doorknob. And so I have this sticker set which I have had in my stash for a long time, and I picked out the two colors that kind of went, the only two hearts that went with the color scheme. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. And then what I decide to do is I decide to make it seem like these hearts are coming out of the chimney. And I was going to use them on two different houses, but then I decided to put them on the one house. I'm not sure why I did this. It kind of just felt right. So as soon as I did that, I had this idea, and I kind of connected with some feelings that I had going on inside me at the moment. And I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to air any dirty laundry. But this is something I've been thinking about recently. And so I guess as I sat here to do my art journaling, I connected with my thoughts and my heart. And I had this sentiment pop in my head, which is, not every house is a home. I definitely try to do everything I can in my home so that everybody is comfortable. I want my husband to be happy. This is his house. He lives here. I definitely want the boys to be happy. This is their place where they chill. So our house is very much a house of consideration and love for one another and respect for one another. And it's just a good way to be. And some houses don't have that. And so that's what I was thinking about at this time, that not every house needs a home. You need love in a house. You need to see how everybody is, and if anybody needs anything, and be a good mommy, be a good wife, be a good person to everyone, not just come home and do what you want to do. Anyway, enough about that. I end up edging the layout, and I am in love with this whole layout. It's gorgeous. I am about to put up some pictures for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video.